Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomasoma Jyotir Gamaya Amrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomosoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tomasoma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya.
Oh, so good. So good. Thank you, Alicia Mathewson, for this beautiful chant that opens our space every Tuesday. If you are not familiar with the lyrics with the chant, it is lead me from untruth into truth, lead me from darkness into light, and lead me from death into immortality. And so we open each Tuesday with the invitation to remember the truth, that this is just a short period of time that we are passing through these human bodies, these human lifetimes, and all of the confusion and the darkness and the untruth. There is always light and truth and immortality. And so we play. We arrive here in this space to see what there is to be seen every Tuesday. I was sharing with a friend before we started. I left her a message. I'm like, these Tuesday calls are like my favorite time. I get to just show up and I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. And it's just total playtime. And my soul can just like send through whatever it is that wants to be shared in the moment. It is liberating and freeing and fun. So much fun for me. And then sometimes I watch them, sometimes I don't. And when I do watch them, I'm always amazed. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize I could say that as eloquently as I said that. It's just pure joy for me, pure enjoyment. Pure enjoyment. It's no coincidence. This morning I was listening to one of Deepak's meditations, and I hope I get it right. The phrase was Sat Chit Ananda, which means existence, existence, consciousness, bliss, which is just this evolution of how life is, what it's like to be a soul in a human body. It's like first you survive, you just get through, and then you become consciousness and you remember that you're love and you expand and you heal, and it becomes like way more fun. And then you just go into bliss, and it's just, my handyman did it. It's just fun. It's just pure fun, and everything becomes hilarious. Like really, everything becomes very funny because you realize how comical this entire game of life actually is. And when we get caught up in the survival, just trying to get through the day, we miss all the beauty that is constantly happening around us, all of the opportunities to laugh and be silly and play. So that was a meditation this morning when I was in my meditation practice. And then right before the call, before this video, I have a short time where I meditate, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and wonder what I'm going to talk about. I just ponder that for 15 minutes, and then however it's going to come through, it just does. But this afternoon, I again tuned into an Oprah and a Deepak one it was day 17 of their Perfect Health series. And it was so sweet. It was all about, creativity and play, and why are we always working so hard, and why don't we find these moments of enjoyment, of pleasure in this journey of life? So it was like this morning I started with Sat Chit Ananda, and I moved through the existence and the consciousness, and then this afternoon I dropped into a meditation with Oprah and Deepak, and it was all about bliss and play and joy. So I'm bringing all of that vibration into the space right here with you. What is interesting, what I've been contemplating, talking about, or tapping into in this space tonight is this idea of, depletion and wanting to be creative, and then we just don't have the reserves or the energy or the resources around us to create time or space to be creative. At least this is what I hear from many, many people. And sometimes it's what I experience. There's all this stuff I want to birth, all this stuff I want to create, and there isn't enough time, and there's too much to be done, and there's all this work drop back into existence, survival. And so I can't be in bliss all the time, And I think many of us have matches to that. And this past Friday, I hosted my new moon circle for the month, but it was a different format. And what I did this time, I think I mentioned this last week, I switched the format so that there were a series of like 20-minute, what I called intention setting sessions, but really they're just energy clearings and energy support sessions. And so I tap into with each individual, like what's going on with you, and how do we support you in whatever your next steps are in your journey. Of course, there's a theme when many people gather and they bring their attention and their focus into one space. You start to see where things are weaving in and out of each individual. And so you start to kind of pick up what the theme would be. And so I was tapping into that. And what happened over and over was this theme of, I have things I want to express. I have gifts. I have longings, cravings, desires that want to move through me. And yet I'm blocked for whatever the reason is. And every individual has their own reasons. I can't get to that creative space. And so, how do I shift from here to there? What I noticed as the most common theme, and I'm sure if you're watching this, there will be matches for you. Many of the people who are drawn to this type of work or this type of topic, right? Souls and healing and Gaia, Earth, planet, expansion, consciousness, love, these words, these themes typically will attract people who are very empathic or very connected to their souls, very sensitive perhaps, not even very, just sensitive. Their senses are heightened. And all of us, we're able to sense energy moving around us, even if it's not a conscious thing that we do, even if it's just a intuitive gift or ability or knowing. We can kind of sense like what's happening in the room, what's happening in our relationships around us, what's happening in the office or at the school or in the community, the neighborhood. We have a sense of how things would feel at their optimal level, and then there's the reality of it's probably not functioning like that, in that way. We're probably down here in the weeds, and the ability we have tells us it could be really different. It could be easier. It could be more harmonious. And so there's this discrepancy in what we see as possible and what we're actually living and experiencing. When we are empathic, when we are able to feel the emotions, the pains, the stories, the patterns, the troubles of the people around us, many of us have developed this ability to process or transmute or take the pain away from the people around us, take the discomfort away and bring it into our energy field. And then this is where we seem to get stuck. We believe we're clearing the energy and we're helping them out. We believe that their shit comes into us, and because we're empathic, it just moves away. And what I found, what I continue to find in my journey, what I found again and again in the stories that I was witnessing at the circle that I hosted, what I find with my clients, what I see in video after video and Facebook post is it doesn't seem to clear. It's like we take their stuff and then we hide it somewhere. We like put it in our back pocket, or we put it on our lap, or we put it on our shoulders, or we swallow it, or, everybody's gunk like somehow stays in our space. And then several things can happen. One, we get super angry or resentful, and we know that something's out of alignment. We know we don't feel good. We know it might be connected to the person, but we're not quite sure what to do with it. So we get angry at them or resentful at the people around us, or prickly or, defensive. This is one I see a lot, like preparing, almost like the body is saying, I know you're about to drop some shit on me. I know you're about to come in this attack mode, and I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be in defense. When we're like that, when we're in defense, our body is on heightened adrenaline. It's running at this like fast, frantic pace to be prepared, to make sure, we're not surprised or we're not taken off guard. And that is so toxic to the physical body. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to do that. So that's one way. We're kind of always defending or preparing. Another is we we receive that information or that energy, and then it just drains us. So our bodies get exhausted. We don't have the energy we used to have. We don't have the enthusiasm we used to have. We're depressed. We're tired. We want to go to bed early. Nothing excites us anymore. We're just kind of blah, and we lose that creative spark, that life force, that energy that is inherent in every human, because we're taking everybody's stuff and holding it instead of releasing it, or releasing some, but not all of it, and then it accumulates. The other option is we get sick. We get sick. Our bodies literally get sick. And what that can look like, one that I see pretty regularly is it's like your nerve endings are like this, right? Like you're so sensitive to everything. So like for me, it sounds when I get overwhelmed by things that are moving around me. Sounds, my ears feel it immediately, and like any sound is too much sound. So the TV is too loud. People talking is exhausting. If I'm really in a bad state energetically, I get it through sound. Some people get it through their smell or through their eyes. Like your eyes just have to be closed and you have to lay down because you're getting a migraine. Or the throat, the nose, right? We breathe in all this toxicity, and then our whole sinus is holding on to all the junk, all the yellow gunk, and then we get all of it in here. Sometimes it's the stomach, like we absorb all of that fear from other people, and then we drop it right into our solar plexus, and the stomach is like in knots and terrible and nausea and diarrhea and vomiting, and we have all of these ways that processing for others around us, our physical bodies are trying to make sense of what's happening, and it's too much. So we get mad, we get sick, or we get exhausted and depressed. Maybe there's other options. Those are the three that feel the most present to me right now. And so I'm naming all of that not to have you get angry, sick, or resentful, but to give you a pattern, an ability to see the way that you play in your relationships or in your environment with energy. If you have a match to this, then hallelujah, you can see that you have a match, and now you can perhaps work on clearing it or creating something different. If you don't have a match to it, hallelujah, that you stay so clear in this crazy, chaotic world we live in. I'm so excited for you. So either way, hallelujah, it's good. This is good. It's good to look at this shit. So being empathic is actually a gift. And I believe many empaths, many souls in human bodies who are extremely aware and conscious and connected to their divinity, connected to their senses, their perception. Many have perhaps locked it down. It's too intense. I don't want to deal with that gift. I don't want to be tapped into people. I don't want to connect to Source or God in a more powerful way. It's just too much. So I'm not going to be engaged. And so they shut down that incredible gift of being empathic and tuning into vibration, tuning into this infinite knowledge, because the human experience of it is too hard. So what we can do, what I'm going to offer is, I'm doing that baseball thing I did last week. My ears are itching this time. It was my nose last time. That's my ears. Someone is talking about me. Just kidding. See, you have to play. You have to laugh at life, or else it's just too much. Okay, what we're going to look at today are some strategies, some tools, my suggested tips, what I would offer you as practical advice. Like, here's what I said to the people who I was talking to at my circle. Here's what I say to my clients. Here's what I would tell my children. Anyone who wants a suggestion or an advice about how do I navigate this space I'm in where it's too much and I can't enjoy my life. I can't find my creative spark. I can't birth the gifts that I know I'm here to bring forward. This is a starter space. These are tips I would say to get you going, get you on the right path. And then my invitation is do it for a month. Like, seriously commit to making some of these changes for a month. This is exactly what I told the individuals at my New Moon Circle. Do this for a month and then come back next month and I want to hear what's shifted. Because when you make a commitment to make a change and you do it for more than 21, I would say 21 days, 3 weeks, you've started to create a momentum. You begin to see the results, it's like small wins. You start to see the accumulation as your energy reserves build up, as you stop processing the way you have been. You have more vitality moving through you. And so life becomes more fun and you become more creative and you connect in more with what your gifts are. And then things just start to, snowball in a really good way. So you don't have to take notes. I mean, you can come back and watch this if you really want to take notes. This is more like I'm sending you an energetic hug as I do this so that you can feel you're not alone. There is support. You can do this. And then also, like, just receive the information. Just be fully present and hear what is coming through. And then let your soul say, this one feels right. This step feels good. This one we can do. And then carry that forward into your month. Okay. The first thing, this is the energy work, and to me it's the most important of all the things, because I could teach you how to eat better, how to do different things that support your physical body, but if you are still receiving that information, that energy, if you're still processing all that gunk for the people around you, it doesn't matter what I tell you to do for your body. The energy drain is going to continue. So you start with the energy first. Most important thing. And there are different ways that you can play with this. So I give you the visual and then take it and apply it to your life and find the ways to sort of tweak it or make it perfect for you. Okay? All right, so if you visualize energy as, like, I'm trying to think how to describe it. If you visualize it as like wave currents, maybe that's a good way to see, like, if you visualize wave currents, they're moving. You can, trying to think how to describe this. If you've ever seen those videos where people are playing with sand or water and they have musical instruments near the sand or the water, the sound vibrations that they are making from their instruments start to create patterns or designs in the sand or in the water. If you haven't seen them, just Google. I'm sure there's a search that will show it. But you can see how the sound currents actually change the form of the element that's in front of it, water, sand, whatever. It changes the structure. It moves the sand. It moves the water. That is energy. And energy in relationships, energy in communities, it works the same way. So if you are in relationship with, I'll just use a husband and a wife as an example. So if let's say you're the wife, you've got this husband, and the husband is sending a lot of his weight, his worries, his concerns into your space. This is one I hear a lot, right? Like, I'm in a great mood, and then my husband comes in, and then blah, right? Or they had a hard day at work, and I had a great day at work, so blah. When someone is uncomfortable or doesn't know fully how to process all the emotions, all the stress, the heaviness of what's moving through their day, handing it to someone who's willing to receive it, handing it to an empath feels awesome. It's so good because then you don't have to process it, right? You just send the energy over and voila, your shoulders are lightened. Your burden feels a lot lighter, not as heavy. When you're the empath and you're receiving that heaviness, the confusion, the fear, the worries, whatever it is that the partner doesn't want to process, when you receive that, it can feel like you literally just got a weight handed to you, right? Like someone threw a sack of potatoes in your lap. If you can start to visualize energy as sound currents, just like with the musical instrument and the sand or the water, when a partner would come into a room, for example, and this could be your child, it could be your parent, it could be your coworker, they come into the room and you can feel like they're having a rough day, not looking happy over there, or they feel sick, or they feel depressed, whatever the emotion is that you're feeling from them. But it's a dense or a heavy emotion. An empath can feel that. You can feel when it's like, ooh. So if you imagine it as a sound current, as they come in the room, and here's the sound current of energy, and it wants to find a place to land. So it's moving around, trying to find a place to land. As a normal response for an empath, we would be like, here, bring it in, right? And we swallow it, or we bring it into our heart, or we put it on our shoulders. So the sound current just lands right in our energy field, our bodies, our physical or our emotional bodies, our energetic bodies. If you can visualize this image and then hold the image as you're talking to the individual, you will be able to change the way that sound current comes into your field. So the one that I find that works the best is an image of water, because water has movement, and I add the element of salt to the water because salt is a healing agent and it rinses, detoxifies energy. So I visualize from the top of my head, and you can make it as close to your body as you want. It's a visual, an image. There's this waterfall of salt water that is connected to infinity or source or God, whatever you want to call the energy that supplies us with extra energy. Here comes this ever-flowing water image that's coming above my head. And then it comes down in every single direction around and behind you. And it's just a mist of salt water. And it goes all the way down to your feet and then into the earth. It's like you're standing under a shower. But the shower is this image of salt water coming over your head and then rinsing your entire body all the way down into the earth. So as you picture that around yourself, you are creating an energy force field, but it's moving. It's not this hard wall that you're going to build between you and the person that you want to be in relationship with, or your friend or your coworker. You're not like, I'm cutting you off. I don't want to be with you anymore. You're too negative, or you're too exhausting. It's not that. It's just this image of water moving with salt in it. You can make it a spray, a mist. You can make it like a rainforest downpour if it feels like there's a lot going on with the person. And so picture as their sound current is coming towards you with whatever it is that they're talking about or wanting to move. Typically, it would come in. As you're visualizing this waterfall, you can just picture that sound current hits the water and goes down. And then they try another sound current, and it goes down. And then there's another one, and it goes down. So they're still feeling good because they're letting go of some steam. They're letting go of the things that have been bothering them all day. And you're feeling good because you're just sitting inside this visual of a waterfall, which is very peaceful, and it's very calming. And so they win, you win, but you aren't getting depleted in the process. You aren't receiving all of that energy into your body and then shrinking or becoming exhausted because it's in you. It's just, it hits the visual and it goes down. And then you just imagine, here you are in the center of this waterfall, feet planted on the earth, rooted down. You can picture big roots going from your feet down into the earth, anchoring you in. You could hold steady for a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour while they just talk, and you're just running the energy right in front of you. Breathing as you do it. Exhaling. This may seem like a lot of work. The alternative is you keep receiving everything that's coming towards you all the time, and you get angry, or you get disappointed, or you get frustrated, or you get tired, or you get sick. It's like this. It's just a second. You just have to remember. I'm going to picture this waterfall of salt spray around my body. And as they're talking, I am fully engaged, I am present, I am listening, and I'm diffusing their energy in this waterfall. I'm not just absorbing it for them anymore. As you develop this pattern, this new habit, this new routine, you'll find it's just always around you. You're you're not thrown off balance. When someone in your life is having a bad day or having a difficult time, it's not throwing you into some spiral. It's not fraying all of your nerve endings so that you're always, prepared for an attack. It's just energy moving. Energy moving. As we all start to do that, what we are all doing is sending toxic energy down into the earth. Instead of it going from this person to me, and then I can't handle it, I throw it over there. And then that person can't handle how bad it feels, they throw it over there. So much of what is happening in our society, in our communities, in our families, is everyone's just hot potatoing crappy energy around to the other person. And it's never getting released. It's never getting transmuted or purified into something good. It's like dirty bath water. Everyone just keeps coming into the same bath, right? Gross. Who would want to do that? You don't want to share bath water with your neighbor, or maybe you do. I don't want to share bath water with anybody. I like my clean bath. And so when you see it that way, what if we're just always draining the bath water down into the earth? Awesome. The earth receives that bath water. She purifies it, or the saltwater tanks purify it, or our water system in our counties. Something is going to purify that. And then as humans, we bring new energy up into our bodies. After it's been purified, there is room for something to come in instead of all the gunk. So that was a very long first step. First step, imagine this waterfall. Just try it. Try it once. Try it for a day, and then see how you feel. And then make a note, like, okay, with that person, I need like the biggest waterfall I've ever seen in my life running around me. With that person, I just need a little salt spray. And so you start to play with imagery as a way to support you as an empath, as a way to help with your energetic exchanges with other people, instead of just absorbing it all the time. So, number 1, waterfall. Receive the information into the waterfall, run it down into the earth. You're going to see my hands doing this as you practice. You'll be like, yep, waterfall. Waterfall. It's going to be a new dance move. The waterfall with Viv. Okay, waterfall. The next one. Isn't that so funny? I think it's funny. As you get better at not receiving energy from other people, then it's time to be really still and tune into, what's your energy feel like? What's your body feel like? So if you aren't meditating, it's time for you to start meditating. And maybe you haven't been meditating because you're so depleted and exhausted, and it's like, how could you even get your mind to be quiet? How could you even sit still for 5 minutes and think about anything when you're so exhausted? As you are imaging, is that a word? Imagining. As you're imagining this waterfall running around you, and you're not absorbing other people's energy into your space, you're going to find that you can sit and actually be still and tune in and hear your mind, hear your heart, hear your soul when it starts to whisper to you. There's a space for that when you're not so dense and heavy with other people's energy. So I just posted, I scribed messages, and I scribed this message a few days ago, and I posted it today, and it's called Self-Care. It's on my Instagram page and my Facebook page. And so I just shared this idea: be still every single day for 5 minutes a day. Be still. Turn off your phone. Turn off the sounds. Don't get distracted. Don't be around anybody else. Like, just be still. Close your eyes and be still. And you don't have anything to do. And as you get comfortable with being still, you can read the article, but basically it's like, call forward your body. Ask your body, what's going on? Where is it? Where is there a pain or an ache? And then clear some of the energy. So that would be number 2. Be still every single day. and start to discover what your voice has to say, what your body has to say, what your energy feels like when it's not overwhelmed with everyone else's energy on top of it or squishing it. What is your energy? What is your soul's voice? Do you know that? Like, do you know what it feels like when your soul is whispering or yelling or talking to you? When you're still, you begin to reconnect, re-identify with that soul voice inside. That's number 2. These are very practical tips. Like, these are very specific. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 3 is drink more water. Even better, drink tea infusions. So I don't know, you probably can't tell because I have an orange cup, but I drink, I'm gonna drink right now. I drink probably, I would say two of these, 2 to 3 of these a day of tea infusions, and then probably, I would say another 10 glasses of water or ice each day. So my body is constantly flushing from the inside toxicity, energy that's heavy, energy that's dense. The tea infusions are a way of bringing minerals and nutrients into your body and filling yourself up with the good stuff from the inside. As my friend Leslie would say, you're filling yourself up from the inside, and what your body doesn't need, it'll just release through urine. But what it needs, it's going to send to the parts of your body that are depleted, or the nerve endings that are frayed. You're going to find that you soothe your body from the inside with water and with tea infusions. So take care of your body as an empath, as someone who is gifted with the ability to really tune into those around us. Listening to your body's needs is critical, because when your body is depleted, your filter isn't accurate. Your ability to really receive clear channeled messages, or to identify exactly what someone who you're supporting as a client or as a friend or a child, to tune into what they actually need. You can't touch the deepest parts when your own body is like, right? Like, too much. Your filter is off. Your filter is dirty. Your filter is dirty. You need to clean your filter. And so the water and the tea is a way to start doing that from the inside. So to recap, energetic waterfall, be still 5 minutes every single day. As you get better at that, go longer. But start with 5 minutes a day and read the article so you can get all the information I share in there. There's a process to go through. And then drink tea infusions was the 3rd one, and water. And then the 4th one, which is what I really became aware of so clearly on Friday at my house, is put yourself in loving communities. When you are talking to a new friend, so go to groups, gatherings that feel safe and juicy and warm to you, that feel so like, I can't wait to be with those people. I can't wait to sit and chat. I'm so excited for this evening, whatever, or afternoon or morning, or whenever the communities around you gather. When you feel that, like, oh, I'm so excited for it, your body, your energy, your soul is saying, this gathering is in alignment. This is nourishing me. This is a space that feeds my soul. And so create more of those. Find those gatherings. If there aren't any in your area, create them. Send me an email. Ask me. I'll tell you what the process is and how we do our new moon circles, or set up chat rooms or gatherings. Like, just start being around, physically around those people who make you feel good. What I was watching on Friday, and I was in and out with sessions, so I didn't get to stay around the group the whole time, but I could hear them laughing. I could hear them talking. When I would come in, I would see people who didn't know each other talking to each other. Like, that's the beauty of community, is that when you sit down with someone else and you don't know them and you just start sharing a little bit about yourself, there's always going to be something that people have in common. Always. You will find something that you have in common. Energy creates attraction towards like energy. There is something about that person that has brought you together. So go into those communities open with this idea of, I'm going to find some support or some connection, I'm going to be able to offer support. I'm going to find someone who's got the same shit going on in their life, and we're going to talk about it. Not to impose or drop your junk on someone else, because that's what others do to us. Let's not do it to each other. Don't do that. But to find a sense of identification, validation, like, oh, that happens to you too. You do that also. Let's find a way to not do that. Let's find a way to do it differently. You learn better and best practices from other people. And if nothing else, you just feel a sense of like, it's not just me. Thank God, right? Like, it's not just me that's living like this. Just that can bring relief. So go to those communities, those gatherings, and be engaged with people that fill you up, that delight you. If there aren't any of those kinds of communities, it's time for you to start that in your area. So just do it. Just do it. Just pick a date and do it and create the event and then see what happens. You know, we've been doing the same process for the New Moon Circles for a year. And it was just last week that we switched to the new one. I could have just said, didn't work. We're done. But instead, you know, I trusted my intuition and created something that was so much more fun and so much more satisfying to the people who were involved in it. So you just begin. Just begin. The in-person communities are awesome, even if you only get one a month or one every couple of weeks, or, you know, however often you can do it. The other suggestion I have is, and also I made a note so I wouldn't forget to say it. I have one more Soul Weekend coming up in May. It is the week after Mother's Day, May, I want to say 17th, 18th, and 19th. 18th, 19th, 20th. It's whatever that weekend is. I should have looked at the dates. That is an opportunity to be here in my home with me for the entire weekend. So it's Friday morning, we start at 11, and then we go all the way through Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. And we flow with whatever it is that needs to be explored. So it's an amazing time to be one-on-one with me. Let me start by saying that. And you will transform and change and just leave here floating and feeling amazing, because I've watched it happen. It's also an opportunity to be in community with other people and to build this camaraderie, this connection, to strengthen the practices that we talk about, and then take that out back into your own communities and your family. So you can look on my website. So Soul Weekends is what those weekends are called. I don't know that I'm going to do retreats after that. The summer feels like that sounded like a forever thing. For the summer, it doesn't feel like I'm going to be hosting any retreats. I want to be with my family. My daughter's going to be home from college for 2 short months, and there's just a lot going on. So yeah, I don't know that I'll have any more retreats over the summer. And who knows, the fall feels like forever away. So in this moment, the weekend in May is going to be the last opportunity to really be live with me and hang out in that way. So check it out. So that was the live part. The other is, and the New Moon Circles obviously are always a fun way to meet new people and really be engaged if you're local. If you're not local, you should come be local or start your own. Or maybe I need to schedule coming to other locations. We'll make it a traveling show. I've talked about that and I haven't done it yet, so it's on the radar. And then the other suggestion I have about being in community is virtually. So obviously there are Facebook groups, there are chat rooms, there are webinars, there are all kinds of ways to virtually gather with people and to really start to share the things that are out of alignment for you, or the things that you are finding that work for you. The other thing that I always practice and emphasize is meditation. And so on Sundays, we have a virtual meditation. You can join by phone and be held, literally. It's a cosmic container. I just got that. I think that's a really great title. I'm going to start using that. It's a cosmic container here on Gaia, on our planet Earth. And it is just so sweet and empowering. And, I don't even know how to describe it. Releasing as I exhale, like we release, we have this process we move through in energy work where, it's visualization. It's a lot like, releasing with the waterfall. I guide the group through, and everyone's on mute, so I guide the group through really feeling your body, feeling what's happening in your body, and then releasing the energy into the earth, so not holding it in your body, and then connecting to source, and then whatever the topic is for the week. So new moon, possibilities; full moon, illumination; relationships, money. I haven't done sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but I guess I could. But we just tune into whatever is relevant, whatever source is flowing through me in the moment. And it's really like, if you're a healer, if you're a practitioner, this is the simplest way to just dump, drop all of the junk that you've been processing for everyone around you. You just show up on the call and then sit back, lay back in your chair. You don't even have to leave your house. And then you just release. You just release. And you move the toxicity out. When you're able to have a consistent time and practice where you're releasing energy and you're clearing, your body gets the rhythm. It starts to become comfortable with how you're bringing energy in, and then there is going to be a releasing. So you set like a natural rhythm up of how you're processing energy. So if you don't meditate regularly, if you don't have time to, get acupuncture or massages or have other healers take care of you, and you're a healer, this 1 hour of meditation each week can do all of that junk releasing for you. So if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend trying that 1 hour and see how it feels. If it feels good, do it again. If it doesn't, try something else. Meditation for me is king, queen, universe, galactic. It works for everything. Meditation clears everything. Okay, was there anything else? Okay, and then the last thing I have, so waterfall, be still. Drink water, drink tea infusions, be in community. So that's 4. So I guess it was 5. I have 5 things. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. If you are an empath and you are receiving information for other people all the time and swallowing your own irritation at doing or exhaustion at doing it, and you're just like, your throat is going to get so clogged, so clogged. And also, the person you're in relationship with isn't actually learning anything about how to process that energy themselves. So you're doing them a disservice by running it for them. You're helping them short term, but you're not actually teaching them how to do it for themselves. So a brilliant example of that is through my 15-year-old son, who is wise, way beyond his years. He was home sick last week, and we were talking about why and some of the patterns that are showing up. And I said to him, like, do you want me to help you clear this energy? Like, do you want me to do this for you? And his answer was, you can teach a man to fish, Mom. Or you could do it for him all the time. And he wanted me to teach him how to fish, because then he has the skill. Then he has the ability. And he's not relying on his mom, his healer, his practitioner, his wife, his children, whoever in the future to do that energy work for him. He's fully aware. He's waking up to how to do it for himself. As an empath, as a healer, as an intuitive, the people who have been called into my life have been called in because I chose them, because they chose me, so that we could both expand together. Not so that I could expand and get all these great skills and do all these things that I'm so excited about, and then they just stay stuck. What's the fun in that? Right? What's the fun in that? I'm going to be by myself and they're going to be mad because I left them. Or, right? Like, why? Why are we going to do it that way? And so we teach, we share, we explain, we guide, we offer what we are learning to those around us. If they're ready to receive it, great, they will. If they're not ready to receive it, okay, we still can tell them. we still can share with them. And maybe some little nugget has landed, and when they're ready, they'll follow that seed. They'll expand on it. They'll explore something, and they'll learn new skills. So if you see a pattern as you start to practice, so for 1 month, right, try this. The waterfall, being still. I have to make sure I'm not missing it. The waterfall, be still, drink your water, drink your tea infusions, and then be in community. Virtual or in person, be in community. As you start to practice those things and you identify patterns, you can see where someone always does this when they are hungry, or always does this to you when they are, before they go to bed, or when they wake up in the morning, or when they're stressed out about a deadline. As you start to identify patterns, name the pattern that you're seeing to the person that you're in relationship with. And you can do it kindly. You can do it with love, right? My husband is so good at this. He's like, you're really cranky when you're hungry. Maybe we should feed you. And I have to laugh because I'm like, what am I, an animal at the zoo? You're going to feed me? But his awareness of that pattern takes the stress away. And then he doesn't have to absorb my crankiness. He doesn't have to take all the blah, 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 right, that I want to throw at him because my blood sugar is low and I'm hungry. As you bring humor, as you bring love into those conversations and you identify the patterns, you can say something like, I get that you're afraid. I get that this is a scary time for you. Let's figure out how to help you without you yelling at me, right? Or one thing that I have learned that works really well, I did this with one of my healers. She's this beautiful, beautiful woman in her 70s, and she would just like drop the bomb on me, and it would be something like so painful, like, oh, she jabbed right at the thing that needed to be poked open. And so what I would say to her is, ouch, right? Like, ouch, that one hurt. Like, okay, could you try that again, but a little kinder? And she would always laugh. She would be like, I'm sorry, you're right. And sometimes she'd be like, ouch is what you need right now. Like, you're kind of being a brat. You need to know that that's what I see and that's what I feel. And she wouldn't hide it. She would just say, yeah, feel the ouch. What are you going to do about it? But it's a really easy way to say to somebody who you're in relationship with, ouch, like, that didn't feel good. That wasn't nice. Like, that was sharp. Can you rephrase that? Or, as soon as you feel the ouch, your waterfall must have dropped. So put the waterfall back up and take a breath. But then also, like, speak your truth. Tell the person how you're feeling. You grow and they grow in those conversations. And you don't have to blow up your world as you do that. You can just have these really truthful, kind conversations. Like, this is what I see. Can we talk about this? Can we work on a different way to do this? Like, I love you. I care for you. I want this relationship to be better or stronger. And this isn't healthy. This pattern isn't working for me. And so that opens doorways, opens conversations. So, waterfall, be still, drink your water and your tea infusions, find community, virtually or physical, and then speak your truth. Speak your truth. I'll add with kindness. Speak your truth with kindness. All right. That was a lot. And it's all about self-care. Don't forget to read that article that I wrote describing about self-care, because it just expands on what to do in your be still time. Once you get used to being still, how you can use those 5 minutes a day to really release, to purify your system. All right, so as I was tuning into what song that Alicia sang could possibly go with this topic, of course, it's Breathe In, Breathe Out, which I couldn't believe. Hang on, I'm going to do share screen. I couldn't believe that I hadn't played that yet, because I song all the time. And yet when I looked at my list of songs that I had played, that one was not on there. So yes. What I love is how the song begins. So here we go. Oh, here we go.
All right. I am learning how to be a wave and stay in the flow. I am learning how to be brave, even when I think I don't know. I stand up and I fall down, get up again and look around. Practice trust, feel the doubt. I breathe in and I breathe out. I breathe in and I breathe out. I breathe in and I breathe out. I am learning how to be a song and trust in the tune. I am learning how to be weak and strong, like the sun and the moon. I stand up and I fall down, get up again and look around. Practice trust, feel the doubt. I breathe in and I breathe out. 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 We are all learning how to be awake and stay in the flow. We are all learning how to be brave, even when we think we don't know. We stand up and we fall down, get up again and look around. Practice trust, feel the doubt. We breathe in and we breathe out. I am you and you are me. We're all birthing a brand new sea. It's okay to take a break, laugh a little while we wake, dance around like a fool, forget everything you learned in school. Open up and feel Breathe in.
Thank you, Alicia. What a beautiful way to wrap up our time together tonight. Breathe in and breathe out. So much love from my heart to yours.